Hi, I'm David Maldo, your virtual course presenter, and in this lesson we're going to look at setting up our webcam and our backgrounds. So let's start by going to where we left off in our last lesson. We've already downloaded and installed the software, and we've identified the major areas of the interface and what each section does. And we've learned that this top area, our preview window, is where we'll see whatever we're sending to our video software. But there's nothing there yet. So let's start by putting our webcam there. Obviously, that's the most important thing. So we start by looking at our sources panel. We're going to go into more depth in the relationship of sources and scenes in a later lesson. But for now, all you need to know is that everything you're going to be showing or sharing is a source. Whether it's your webcam, an image, an audio file, a movie, a PowerPoint, everything is a source. So to add a source, you click on the plus button at the bottom of the sources panel and look at all the different kinds of sources you can add. We'll go into them in depth later, but for now we want to add a video capture device. So we're going to add our video capture device. Video capture device is just another way of saying webcam. And we can give it a name. I'm just going to call it my main camera, in case we had another one. And then under the device, you'll have a pop-up here, and under the device drop-down, if you have multiple things connected, you choose the camera you want to use. I'm going to use my Logitech Brio. And there's a lot of other settings here. The only one you really need to check is your resolution. I like to set mine under the drop-down here at either 1280 by 720 or 1920 by 1080. Those resolutions work well with most video conferencing software. And there I am. And the first thing I'm going to want to do is resize this to get it where I want it. You see the red line around my window here? You can grab that, just as with software, with video editing software or photo editing software, and grab it and move it around. There we go. That looks nice. Now let's add a few more elements to get the full effect. Let's start with something simple like putting my logo up here. Now remember, everything's a source, so we can click our plus button under the sources and add an image. Or even easier than that, we could simply grab the image from our desktop and drag it into the window. And again, we have our red lines. We can resize it, we can move it around, and put it anywhere we want. And if you hit these little lock buttons, we're going to get more into that in sources and scenes. It'll make the red lines go away and you won't accidentally move anything. Okay, so we're almost done with this lesson. The last thing is to get our background and get the green screen effect going so we could see the background. So let's drag the background in the same way we drag this logo in. It's just another image. So I'm just going to grab it from my desktop, drag it over, resize it. This is a big one here. And position it where I want it. Let me see. That looks nice. But we have an issue. Where did I go? Well, down in the sources, whichever source is listed on top in this list is the one that's stacked on top of the preview window. So what I need to do is take this and drag it down to the bottom so it's under my camera. So now it's behind me, but we still can't see it. Final step. We have to put a filter on our camera that'll eliminate the green. It's going to make this green invisible, and then we'll see whatever's behind me. So let's do that now. To do that, we select our camera. So I'm going to click, again, everything is a source. Click on my main camera, and then there's two ways to get to filters. There's this bar right here which has properties for whatever selected, and we could just click on filters, or you could right click on my main camera and from this list select filters. Either way gets you there. So I'm just going to click the filters button right here. And these are the filters for my main camera. As you can see, we don't have any set up yet. And the only one we need, go under Effects Filters, the plus bar to add one. And there's a lot of options. This is very powerful software, but we're keeping it simple from now. You just want your chroma key. You can give it a name. I'm just going to leave it as chroma key. And there we go. Now you can see there are some sliders and options. My shirt is kind of green, so it's starting to fade a little bit. If you play with these, you can, there we go. just tweak them a little till things look good for you. You shouldn't have to adjust them very much. And then we close it, and here we are. And if you ever want to turn it off, for some reason, if you want to show your real background, just click Filters again. And let me move this over for you. Just click this little eyeball here, and it turns the filter on and off. So now you know how to set up your webcam, how to put any background you want behind you, and put graphics in front of you. Thanks for tuning in for this lesson.